This is my first video for you for the level 150 raid target in the January event. By the way, this is a little bit late because my power was out, but that is all fixed now. So I'm using 5 ships, although one of them isn't quite built up to the same level as the others, and we will certainly talk about that later. This is the auto target, and you can auto it for around an hour damage with my fleet upgrade level, but I'm going to go ahead and drive through some things. Basically, try and make sure only 1 or 2 ships is coming at you at one time, and keep everything in your left and right auras, or your left and right targets, because that way you can just use your torpedoes and shoot down all the incoming enemy fire. You can see that when things are directly in those firing arcs, all the torpedoes are shot down and I don't take any damage. You've got to spin around and use those to your full advantage. As you can see, I've taken no damage and I've killed a fifth of the target so far. Once that's down, I'm going to move towards the protos. Now the protos are a bit tricky because they move fairly quickly, so you want to go opposite them. I don't want to be chasing it down, I want to be running into him. You want to get into short range of this guy because it's going to fire larger range, higher damage rockets, which you're going to see right here. Then when you get closer, it switches to the much smaller, small red rockets, and those do far less damage. You should be able to kill that one for, again, fairly low repair. That did trigger a few ships, and they're going to run around. I'm going to engage these and try and stay out of the ice fields. It just doesn't make you able to go quite as fast. And when I engage these, again, one at a time, doing my very best to keep them within the sideways shields, the countermeasure auras, because I want all the torpedoes shot down. As you can see, 100% effective. If you drive this target well, you should take about 0% concussive damage. It will show up as a lot evaded. If things come through the side or the back, by the way, you're going to still be able to use your cormorants, they just won't be nearly as effective. Those are down, so let's go towards the next one. Again, you know the drill. Keep it off to the side of you, pivot around to make sure the torpedoes are engaged, and it goes down really, really quickly. Again, another few that are triggered. Do your best to approach them one at a time and keep them sideways. If you do run through the ice fields, again, it's no big deal. These things do like to sometimes stop, so you might have to go over them a little bit. And then just in general, be mindful of your surroundings. There are a lot of things in here, so you're going to want to make sure that you're not accidentally triggering something else, like a proto-nemesis off to the top left of your screen that you see here. Also notice in that last shot, I did get 1 volley or so that came far too close, so I took some damage. Also notice I'm not chasing this proto down as it was moving away from me. I'm going to wait for it to come back towards me when it goes around another loop of this target here. In the meantime, let's take down this hunter off to the side here, and I don't even have to move, just keep it pretty far away and all the torpedoes are down. Okay, now that the proto is going to be coming towards me, it's a much better situation for me to be in. So you see the large volley of rockets, and that really doesn't do a lot of damage because I stay moving and it's only 1 volley. Then I get close and stay moving, taking down the small ones. You don't necessarily want to go right over the direct top of it. You just want to try and stay within this smaller range where only the small rockets are firing, not the large ones. Next up here is another proto. I'm going to zoom in again and engage this one directly in front. I'm going to try and go across the bow of the ship so that I get close to it and keep the hunters that are going to come out sideways so I can take those down. Again, not super effective. I may have taken some damage there from the torpedoes, but I was doing the best I could. The proto did get away. Looks like I wasn't quite lucky enough on the critical hits, but we're going to engage that later and instead focus on the other one. You're going to notice a red ring, by the way, right here, which is my vengeful weapon. On this, when I go from the side, that red ring you just saw, it slows down the ships and does a whole bunch of damage to them. It is the built-in weapon for the vengeful Ronin, the flagship. Alright, the last proto-nemesis is here, and we're just going to go directly for it. Use an oil patch if you can. If not, no big deal. That dies after 1 volley. There's the target. Actually, my first time driving it. Damage taken is almost 0 concussive, just the tiniest sliver of red, but is mostly explosive, guaranteed damage from the proto-nemesis. Repair time for this target is 30 minutes, which is fairly low, especially because the majority of it is on the first ship, which is somewhat expected as it is out in front a little bit more, and is on the ship with no skin, which is U1 and only has 2 armors on here. So I might try this again with 4 ships, and if you definitely get this one up to U2, maybe U3 like the other regular ones, you will take far less damage. Here is the build that I am running with. It is a fairly standard one. The big things I have is 2 cormorants per ship if I decide I want to auto or drive poorly or something like that. Split armors, 2 of each, and then I do have the recommended Kixeye special as opposed to Hyper 30. Let me know if this video was helpful. I'm going to go ahead and record one for the 152 target right after this. If you enjoyed these videos, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment wherever you're seeing this. And as always, this is Derpy signing out, helping you be a better pirate.